What's good, YouTube? The team back with another banger, man. And as y'all can see today, we coming at y'all with some goddamn disturbing abandoned buildings encounters caught on camera. Nah, it's coming for y'all by it's coming to us by Chilling Scares. We don't react to his video one time. YouTubers who recorded their last moments and shit like that. Right now, we finna get straight into it though. And I just dropped a video. It's called My Circumstances, man. I need y'all to go check that out. I'm gonna be telling y'all while I'm on this shitty ass camera right here, man. Nah, I ain't gonna call it shitty, cause y'all getting to me right now. Y'all getting the real me right now. You feel what I'm saying? But I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, cuz send it to somebody. Send it to your mammy. We're gonna get straight into this banger, cuz you feel what I'm saying? Most disturbing abandoned encounters caught on camera.
Urbex Hill is one of the most popular urban exploration channels on YouTube, featuring raw footage. Urbex Hill is one of the most popular urban exploration channels on YouTube, featuring raw footage from YouTuber Chris Hill's visits to a lot of the more extreme abandoned buildings in the US.
I apologize for that.
From abandoned mental hospitals to decommissioned military facilities, Chris explores all of it, but specifically places that a lot of even the more extreme explorers wouldn't visit, at least not at night and alone like Chris always does.
He said
in January 2023, he uploaded footage of his visit to the now abandoned Paul Revere Elementary School in Cleveland. After almost a century of use, the school was permanently closed in 2015 due to declining enrollment numbers. Although there are allegedly plans to turn the abandoned building into a housing complex, as of 2024, Paul Revere Elementary is still abandoned and in terrible shape.
Who is Paul Revere? That nigga sound familiar. I think I was listening in class one time.
From the moment Chris walks inside, it's pretty clear that the place hasn't been used in years and has been severely damaged by the elements, vandals, and the passage of time.
I'm a very intelligent man.
The bottom floors are all flooded, the walls are peeling, the structure doesn't seem too sound, and there's rust, random papers, books, and all kinds of debris.
It's up to date and it's modern. That shit ain't even up to date.
Lying everywhere. Throughout the video, you can see messages written in seemingly fresh chalk on some of the whiteboards, confirming that people have been in the building recently. This was
Rip Paul Revere. Rip him for real, but 1923, 2015, that's a minute.
Actually Chris's second visit to Paul Revere Elementary. When he uploaded footage of his March 2022 visit to the school, several people in the comments mentioned they had either been students or teachers at the school and talked about how incredibly sad it was to see their beloved childhood school ruined by abandonment and lack of maintenance. A little after 10 minutes into the exploration, you can hear some sort of ruffling sounds and other strange noises coming from somewhere in the schoolhouse.
He's tripping out. What is what? Why he turn?
Do you hear that?
No, but the mic weak is a bitch. Ooh. Nah, gang. You hiding? You don't got fire?
Somebody's here.
They saw you too, nigga.
As Chris turns a corner in the hallway, another person's flashlight can be seen shining down the hall. It looks to be just one person, who was likely either another urban explorer or a squatter. Still, at 1 AM in an abandoned building, it's obviously best to avoid drawing unwanted attention to yourself, especially when you don't know the other person's intentions, which is why Chris ultimately decided to run instead of making his presence known. Making sure to walk in the other direction to avoid running into anyone, he then heads to the library and explores the rest of the top floors. As he goes into the bathroom on the top floor, he has another encounter.
Nigga just be doing fuck shit. Be doing fuck shit for the hell of it. Like, why we in this old ass Paul Revere school? Like, what the hell? This shit fake. What the hell is that?
Somebody's in there.
Go back in there.
At the far end of the
go back
bathroom,
in
what
there?
appears to be a human silhouette can be seen standing completely motionless. After the initial shock of the encounter, Chris draws his
shit
gun and
T-posing.
goes back inside to confront the man.
Hello.
Hello. Yo, dumb man. Hey, I'm gonna get a thumbnail right here if this nigga still standing right there. Face ass.
Oh, it's a f***ing toy.
It's a toy. You right. I had to get my thumbnail, y'all.
Oh my god, that scared the out of me.
As it turns out, the silhouette was actually a scary mannequin that somebody set up, probably to scare away visitors. What's most eerie is that even though we can't know for sure how long the mannequin had been standing there before the footage was shot, for some reason it fell forward just in time for Chris to see it, the most reasonable explanation being from the sound waves bouncing off the wall. Most people would have left as soon as they saw the mannequin, but Chris continued to explore the rest of the school, seemingly unmoved by the horrifying experience he just went through, though not before clearing the entire rest of the bathroom. Sadly, some of the rooms in the school are filled with books, whiteboards, and other perfectly usable materials that could have been donated to another school before the building was abandoned. But nobody seemed to care enough to give them away before the school was abandoned.
That bitch probably got something.
About half an hour into the visit, Chris climbs up to the roof, which in itself is pretty risky. Even if you don't care about getting caught by the cops, there's still a very high risk of the roof caving in, especially considering the state of the building when the footage was shot. Fortunately, he was able to climb down safely, but that's when a strange noise could be heard coming from the other end of one of the hallways.
Safe is still here.
Open again. Yeah, I bet you do. Fucking wig. He said fuck.
As Chris explores one of the rooms, a strange howl can be heard in the distance, and
I
as he
ain't hear no
raises his
damn
camera,
howl,
you
bro.
can
Come
clearly
on.
see a shadow moving behind the door at the far end of the room.
Oh yeah, I know I want to.
By this point, it's pretty clear that not only are multiple
That
other
shit
people in the
fake,
building
though,
with him,
bro.
but now he's possibly being stalked. Once again, Chris draws his gun and prepares for an encounter.
That shit just made me smile, YouTube. That shit just made me happy. It might have made my night. It might have made my night, my nigga. That's good to know.
But he doesn't find
You doing this stupid shit and you got that pole. Bars.
anyone in any of the rooms. After this, he admits he's ready to call it a night and decides to head home, but not before this final encounter.
Shit, that I can't even say you from the demonic, the most demonic shit.
Oh, here it is. This place is crazy. I remember the last time I explored it. Hello? Hello? What? Okay, I know I heard somebody coming down these stairs. I'm out.
As he struggles to find his way out of the school, the sound of footsteps can be clearly heard on the stairway directly above Chris's head. But after running up and calling out to see if he gets a response, nobody acknowledges him. Luckily, he was able to walk away unharmed and has continued to upload videos of his visits to abandoned places pretty frequently.
Tripping.
The Proper People is an urban exploration channel owned by Brian and Michael, two friends who travel the world in search of abandoned buildings. For the past 10 years that their channel has been active, Brian and Michael have built up a reputation for being a trustworthy channel that only uploads genuine footage of their explorations. In a niche of YouTube that's often plagued by cheap, fake footage from people trying to get their 15 minutes of fame, The Proper People has endured as one of the most reliable channels in the urbex space. They gained their fame from explorations of genuinely cool places instead of faking creepy.
That's scary as fuck. I done been across some shit similar to that. Not that length, not that narrow, my nigga. But why? You know how scary that shit gotta look going down it, going across it, looking down. It look like you on a goddamn. It look like you on one of them things. You gotta step one foot at a time.
Encounters or anything of the such. In 2016, they uploaded a video of their nighttime visit to.
Think about how long it ago that. It was 9 years, almost 10. Wait, I'm dumb as a bitch after 8 years, almost 9, almost 10.
The Jemison Center in Northport, Alabama, often referred to as Old Bryce Hospital. From 1939 to 1977, the Jemison Center housed hundreds of psychiatric patients and
if you about to graduate, go back.
acquired a reputation for treating them pretty harshly. Often referred to as the creepiest building in Alabama, Old Bryce was closed in the late 70s and has since been reclaimed by nature and become a hotspot for urban explorers from all over the world. As Michael and Brian approach the location in their car, there doesn't seem to be anyone around, and after driving around the grounds for a while, the two YouTubers get out of their vehicle to begin exploring, settling on the basement as the first area to explore. After more than 4 decades of abandonment, the entire complex is almost completely
like my phone was a little too close. I was investigating.
Destroyed, and while some of the walls are completely covered in all kinds of graffiti, some of them aren't even there anymore. With the state of disrepair of the Jemison Center, there's always a chance that
who the fuck did that and why?
Even there anymore. With the state of disrepair of the Jemison Center, there's always a chance that the structure could collapse on itself and trap Brian and Michael inside. But as they go up the stairs to explore
we need to rip a damn hole in this chair right here, just this circle right here.
The top floor, it becomes clear that an unsound structure is the least of their worries.
We gotta put some dope in there.
Whoa, look at this.
This shit ain't work.
Look at this staircase out here.
Some scary shit about to happen.
There's somebody there.
We won't be watching this for no reason.
Yes, see
somebody there. Oh, it ain't. Guess I'm blind as a fucking bat.
There's somebody there. No way. Yes, see their light. They're out there. I swear on my life. Right there. Should I say hello? Yeah. There's somebody out there.
Should I say hello? Don't say shit.
Let's go back to the car. This way. If it's somebody wanting to talk to us. Let's go to the car now. Oh yeah.
Yeah, nigga, he said, yeah, you should say hello. He ain't say shit. He said, let's go back to the car, niggas. Yeah. Y'all proper people are smart.
As the camera pans to the window, the outline of a person holding up a light can be seen on the staircase on the opposite side of the building.
I mean, I guess.
Disturbingly, as soon as the uploaders turn off their light, the other person does the exact same thing, indicating they were watching and didn't want to be spotted. Chillingly, if you rewind the footage to when the YouTubers arrived at the top floor, you can clearly see a light outside the window frame, but it's unclear if the light was coming from the same person who was watching them. After calling out and receiving no response, Brian and Michael decide to go back to their car to avoid getting jumped or worse. It's hard to know what exactly the intentions of the other person were, but what's even more disturbing is the fact that there were no other cars in the area when they arrived and when they left, which means that whoever was there had arrived on foot and probably been there for a while.
You think?
Ridgely Hospital was a women's psychiatric hospital in Lancaster, UK that operated for almost 100 years from 1916 to 2013. Famous for being one of the first psychiatric hospitals in the UK that fought for the humane treatment of mentally ill patients, Ridgely Hospital housed thousands of patients.
I saw some crazy shit in the mental hospital. They spirits don't be right in the head either. No crazy shit, like for real. That's wild.
Patients and used modern treatment methods such as electroconvulsion therapy to help patients with a range of disorders, from severe depression.
How can that help depression?
Such as
convulsion
therapy to help patients with a range of patients, and use modern treatment methods such as electroconvulsion therapy.
How is electroconvulsion therapy helping depression and what else?
To help patients with a range of disorders, from severe depression to obsession to...
How is that helping with these minor ass disorders? How is electrocution, combustion, flabbergastion helping with disorders like depression and obsession?
Mania. In April 2022, YouTuber Exploring with Tom visited the site with 3 of his friends in the middle of the night. Throughout their...
Basically what I'm saying, y'all, like, these don't be disorders and they just want to do shit. Them not really disorders, bro. We need electrocution camaraderization, camaraderie.
Visit, they were extremely loud and not aware of their surroundings, which is obviously not the best idea when
I don't know
exploring
what
an
the hell
abandoned
you call
building.
that shit.
Keep in mind that most of
Something
these
with
abandoned
electricity.
buildings are still considered government property, which makes
said
it
I was an
illegal to
intelligent young
trespass
man.
and explore the grounds. Still, if you disturb a hostile squatter's home by being obnoxiously loud, getting arrested would probably be the least of your worries.
I'm not scared of you. Oh, yeah, well, I am scared
Very loud and obnoxious. I'm not scared of you.
of you.
All y'all niggas pussy, no fire. So, no priest.
After hearing some strange noises
pole.
coming from one of the rooms, the four explorers
None
call
of
out
that.
to see if there's anyone in the building, and this is where things get a little disturbing.
There's someone there.
You see who it is? It might be. Might need help.
Hello? Hello? What? Go! Hello? Hello? What?
It might be. Might need help.
That nigga say hello, they ass said hello back. He ran.
Hello? Hello? What?
What did the nigga with the camera see? How couldn't he see?
Everyone okay? Everyone okay? Keep calm. Keep calm. Keep calm. Man! What the
They left his ass.
Get out! Get out!
Must be a big nigga in the back.
What
He
you
getting
want?
left bad.
He's like that! He's like that!
Why is he chasing him?
No!
Wait, that was him?
As soon as one of the teenagers calls out, a man can be heard screaming from inside the room. Without
Screaming?
thinking
Nigga, he
twice,
said
Tom and his
hello.
friends make a run for it back to their car, but disturbingly, the man isn't satisfied with just scaring them out of the building and ends up chasing them all the way to their car. It's unknown who the man was or what he wanted from them, but one of the theories that's been echoing in the comments is that he was probably a homeless person who got upset at the amount of noise Tom and his friends were making. It's probably not too pleasant to have four rowdy teenagers burst into the abandoned building you call your home and start yelling, laughing, and swearing. But still, it's good they were able to get away unharmed. In 2006, a 36-year-old man named Vincent Filya was living in the woods as a fugitive near Lugoff, South Carolina, after being accused of
That shit closed. And why is he in the woods? He's a fugitive? Get out the woods, gang.
abusing his stepdaughter. In September of that same year, he saw a 14-year-old girl named
Wait, he
Elizabeth
did what?
fugitive near Lugoff, South Carolina, after being accused of abusing his stepdaughter.
You a bitch, nigga.
In September of that same year, he saw a 14-year-old girl named Elizabeth Schoaf getting off the school bus and decided to abduct her.
You a bitch,
Posing
nigga.
as a
On my
police
mama.
officer, Filya arrested
The fuck?
Schoaf on a supposed marijuana charge and led her to his hideout in the middle of the woods.
What?
On a supposed to abduct her. Posing as a police officer, Filya arrested Schoaf on a supposed marijuana charge and led her to his hideout in the middle of the
How do you get arrested for a marijuana charge? How do you get arrested for a marijuana charge if you don't got no fucking marijuana? Rest in peace, this little girl. Whatever happened to her, I'm sorry, but what? How?
woods. For 10 days, Elizabeth was chained up and abused by Filya in the underground bunker beneath the
You
hideout
bitch,
in what can
bro.
only be described as a nightmare come true. Still, the girl was extremely resilient throughout the whole ordeal and came up with a plan to escape from the horrifying situation she found herself in. If she wanted to escape, Elizabeth knew that she had to get Vincent to like her. For several days, she pretended to be in love with Filya, and eventually the kidnapper lowered his guard, even unchaining
She's
her
smart.
and allowing her to play games on his phone. One night,
Hold on, y'all. Let's go YouTube.
while Vincent was sleeping, the teenager got a hold of his phone and sent a text to her mom saying she was in a hole across the Charm Hill, that there was a bomb, and to call the police.
Why she so smart?
As it was later revealed,
Oh, she
Filya had
14,
planned to
I'm
draw
sure.
in as many people as possible
smart
to
as
the
hell,
bunker
though.
to
No, she not. You got abducted because you thought you was getting arrested for a marijuana charge. Nigga, you don't have none. You just got off the bus. And I thought we was watching the disturbing abandoned building encounters.
detonate a bomb and take the lives
I
of
don't
the
mind the
responding
suspense.
officers. However, he never managed to carry out his plan, for just a few minutes later the area was surrounded by helicopters and he was forced to surrender.
Damn.
To make a long story short, Elizabeth was able to move on with her life,
That's
and
good,
the monster
man.
named Vincent Filiat spent the rest of his
You
life
bitch.
in prison, where he died in 2021 in his cell.
Rest
in
in
December
peace.
2023, a YouTuber named Big Banks visited the abandoned hideout where the terrifying crime took place. Immediately upon entering the house, the uploader finds something extremely disturbing.
I think this was the little girl's backpack that was left here. What a sad sight to see. Knowing that that happened.
A little girl's backpack can be seen on the floor outside the kitchen. Although it's impossible to confirm if it belonged to Elizabeth Shove, it is possible that it was planted there after the crime by somebody else. As he explores the living room, the uploader finds more creepy stuff, including a DVD of the horror movie The Strangers, a Halloween decoration next to one of the couches, a shank, a broken baseball bat, and a ripstick. Obviously, the fact that these items were left behind is much more disturbing when you consider the history of the house. It's heartbreaking to imagine that some of the toys lying around the floor possibly belonged to the girl that Vincent Filiat had
A
stolen.
Bible.
Throughout
Man,
the
you
rest of
doing
the
devil
house,
stuff.
several objects
I
and
ain't
pieces of
rolling in, you wanna
furniture,
cut.
including the bed in the main room, look like they were placed there
You doing devil stuff. You tripping.
much later than 2006. It's possible that the house was occupied by squatters, but because it was empty at the time the footage was shot, it's impossible to know what belonged to Filiat, his common-law family, his victim, and the squatters. Thankfully,
they
after
definitely
being
ran through
reunited
that.
with her family in 2006, Elizabeth went on to live a fruitful life, and the man who committed the
That's
heinous
good.
crime against her paid the price for it.
And that's W. That's supposed to happen.
Holt
But you're not supposed to get caught with no Zod that you ain't got. The fuck? You ain't supposed to get lured like that. How you get lured off the bus?
Fulton Avenue is a notoriously creepy abandoned street in Cleveland, Ohio. In 1913, the first Hungarian Baptist church was built on that street, eventually falling into disuse and being left abandoned like the rest of the buildings on that street.
Man.
In April 2016, the body of a woman named Jessica Coleman was found there after
Black Queen, man. You know, I lost a Black Queen. Another Black Queen.
she went missing, but unfortunately her attacker was never found.
Crazy.
In July
Did they
2023,
try?
Chris Hill went to the location to record footage of the abandoned church, as well as the rest of the buildings on Holton Avenue. From disturbing graffiti to broken glass and peeling walls, the church checks every box you would expect from a creepy, abandoned building. As he ventures into the basement, Chris finds signs that someone else had been inside the church, including an action figure of Melvin the giraffe from Madagascar that he mentions he doesn't remember seeing the last time he visited the location.
Yeah, someone had been.
Knowing that he's often not alone during his explorations, Chris set up several cameras throughout the church, and about 10 minutes into the exploration, one of the cameras on the main floor captures something pretty
Why
creepy.
don't take them damn cameras?
That's weird.
Damn. That might. That should have been on my other video I just posted. 2 a.m. Watch scare videos at 2 a.m. or something. That's some.
Obviously, doors don't just
Supernatural
randomly shut
shit.
themselves, and as it wasn't particularly windy that night,
Sometimes they do, and we've learned that.
it's clear that someone was in the church with
Man,
Chris.
every video we don't watch.
But after
we
looking
learn that.
around for a bit, he can't find anyone in the church and decides to head back outside to explore the rest of the buildings on Holton Avenue. If the church was in a messed up state, some of the houses are even worse, with most of them looking like they could collapse at any second. Around half an hour into the visit, he decides to explore one of the most dilapidated houses on the block, and as he's in the basement, the exploration takes a scary turn.
It actually looks like it's just underneath the house. It's not really a basement. Still creepy.
Oh fuck no! Somebody live in the trap. Somebody live in the trap with that scrap. Somebody live in the trap with that scrap. Damn. Somebody live in the trap with that scrap. Somebody live in the trap with that scrap. Open the curtain. He bail out the scrap. Open the curtain. He bail out the scrap. I'm gonna stop
You
yapping.
know nobody lived there.
But yeah, it's a nigga in there.
Oh my god.
That's basically what I was saying. It's a nigga in there. You got 5. You done track that bitch out. Basically what I was saying. In 10 times.
It smelled like I knew somebody was in there.
It smell like dick. Hold on, nah. He ain't said it. He probably said it smell like weed. Yeah, I knew it was somebody in there or something. Cause I see 4 words, 4 letters. So like, I'm just using my context clues.
As he's exploring the basement, a sound can be heard coming from the ground floor, and when he goes back up to find out what it is, a person pulls back the curtain. Immediately apologizing, Chris runs back out to the street, and that's when he realizes that despite the horrible state of the supposedly
if he wanted to get on your ass, he would have got on your ass.
the abandoned house, there was actually someone living in there with electricity. Clearly most, if not all of the abandoned buildings on the
that bitch trapped out. Like, that, it might actually be trapped out if it's electricity in that hole.
block were housing people now who didn't want him there, something he never encountered on his first visit. And with this newfound discovery, Chris called it a night. In February 2020, urban explorer Rhythm Ryder explored an abandoned house at an undisclosed location with his exploration partner Zay Clark. According to Rhythm, the house used to belong to an old woman who had passed away. In complete contrast to most abandoned houses, most of the woman's possessions had been left untouched, indicating that the house had not yet fallen prey to looters and squatters who often take things that aren't theirs. All throughout the house, the two explorers find everything from beautiful tableware and silverware to ornately woven tapestries and the fully equipped bar. Based on the calendars they found in the house, the property hadn't been occupied since August 2018.
Yeah, a real taker taking all that shit.
Just a few minutes into the visit, Rhythm and Zay find something incredibly sad and disturbing.
I've always been worried about something like this happening, and then it did. When we walked in here, we took a few steps in the door, and we saw this on the ground.
What the fuck?
Now, for those who can't figure that, figure out what that is a body stain.
Body stain.
And you can see right there, there's a walker. So, unfortunately, it seems that the woman who had lived here had taken a bad fall, landed.
And she died there? That's
on the
crazy.
floor. And that's where she expired, unfortunately.
Expired. My bad, YouTube. She expired there. On GCRP, she did the D word.
It's extremely, extremely sad to us. It took us a good 20 minutes to decide what we're going to do here. And, you know, despite it feeling weird, we figured we still need to tell the story because this is a good reminder to everybody that you need to check on your loved ones. It seemed this woman had passed and was laying here for God knows how long.
A minute, bro. A minute. She had to be there for a minute for her body to make the floor look like that. Like, when I say a minute, I mean a minute, bro.
It's found.
Months. Nah, I don't know, bro. Do your body do that in weeks? I thought your body take weeks to just decompose and start to smelling. Months, bro. It had to be months, bro. Nobody cared about this lady. That's crazy.
So, check in on your
somebody grandma, bro. Like, nobody checked on this lady. It's no way, bro.
Your loved ones, guys.
If she had a walker like that, and she can fall over and she that vulnerable, it ain't nobody to check on her like that, bro. Like, you can see the muscles, where the muscles decompose. Her muscles, her calf muscles, them the only places that really you can see. So her muscles is what's making it look like that. That's what I'm thinking.
Right in the middle of the hallway, a human body stain can be seen on the floor next to a walker, indicating that the old woman probably had a bad fall and couldn't get up. Sadly, she passed away and her body decomposed before anyone could save her, which is a terrifying way to die. There appear to be signs that the woman's family members tried to sort through her things after she passed away, but overall her various belongings are in perfectly good shape, including her bathroom supplies, which were still there.
They tried to go through her shit. They didn't give a fuck about that lady. Why did they go through her
There appear to
shit?
be signs that the woman's family members tried to sort through her things after she passed away, but overall her various belongings are in perfectly good shape, including her bathroom supplies, which were still there at the time of the recording. It's hard to watch the footage without having conflicting feelings. Even though the house is beautiful and you can easily tell that the woman who lived there with her husband was a talented, outgoing person, it's incredibly sad to see how she met her end. Overall, the footage should serve as a reminder to check in on your loved ones every time you get the chance, because
That's right, man. Check on your loved ones every time you get the chance, no doubt. But in other circumstances is what I'm saying. Not circumstances, but that lady hit her head. She hit her head on the wall, I think. I don't know, bro. She was just out. She had to be. She couldn't do nothing. She just laid there and perished. That's crazy, man. Check on y'all loved ones, man. Like, if you got a grandma still, if she's still living, man, go talk to her every time you get a chance, bro. It was just Mother's Day yesterday. I hope you told her Happy Mother's Day. I hope you told your mama Happy Mother's Day. You got a baby mama. I hope you told her Happy Mother's Day. Shit, you got a sister with a baby. Told you her mouth. Damn, I hope you told her Happy Mother's Day, nigga. Your auntie, nigga, all that. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. I'm gonna be coming at y'all with the next. So make sure y'all go fuck with that My Circumstances video. And yeah, man, we're gonna get straight to this shit. We're gonna get straight to that bed. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm so sleepy. I'm thinking I'm doing my intro, y'all.